Oh, and what an absolutely insane week. And before we even properly start today's episode, we've got breaking news interrupting the intro. Because since recording began, not one, but two separate conflicts have erupted around the world. Global elites are suddenly resigning or facing investigations as the Epstein fallout intensifies. A former US president has now been forced to testify before Congress for the first time in American history. One of YouTube's biggest creator teams is facing federal scrutiny. The Pope is warning priests to stop using AI to write sermons. And a controversial new reconstruction proposal for Gaza is triggering massive backlash online. So yeah, safe to say this week got out of hand. Let's stop wasting time, because we need to start with the biggest developing story right now. The United States and Israel have carried out major coordinated strikes inside Iran, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this feels very different from anything we've seen before. This wasn't a limited strike or symbolic operation like previous attacks targeting isolated facilities. According to statements released shortly after the operation began, this is being described as a large-scale and ongoing military campaign. In fact, during an 8-minute national address, Donald Trump openly referred to the situation as war, acknowledging that American casualties may occur and asking citizens to pray for service members currently involved in combat operations. That wording alone changed everything. Reports indicate that multiple Iranian cities were targeted simultaneously, including areas near the capital. Early footage circulating online shows extensive structural damage, suggesting many incoming missiles successfully reached their targets rather than being intercepted. One of the most discussed reports claims strikes occurred near compounds connected to Iran's senior leadership. Satellite imagery analyzed by international media appears to confirm repeated impacts in heavily secured districts, though officials have not confirmed whether high-ranking figures were present. And then things escalated even further. Almost immediately following the airstrikes, Iran experienced widespread cyber disruption. State broadcasters briefly went offline, communication systems malfunctioned, and even public mobile applications began sending unauthorized messages, creating confusion among civilians trying to understand what was happening in real time. At the same time, large portions of the country reportedly experienced internet blackouts. From a military perspective, combining cyber warfare with physical strikes is designed to overwhelm response coordination during the most critical early hours of conflict. Then came the speech that really raised alarms. Trump framed the operation not only as preventing nuclear expansion, but also hinted toward political transformation inside Iran itself. Addressing Iranian citizens directly, he urged them to remain indoors while warning that military operations would continue, and suggested that political change could follow once fighting ends. That language has led many analysts to believe this operation goes far beyond deterrence, and the response came quickly. Within hours, missile launches linked to Iranian forces were reported across Gulf regions, targeting locations believed to host US military assets. Defensive systems activated across multiple countries as embassies issued urgent shelter advisories instructing citizens to stock food, water, medication, and prepare for potential escalation. Commercial airspace across parts of the Middle East rapidly shut down, flights were suspended, airports entered emergency protocols, and residents in cities normally known for luxury tourism suddenly found themselves watching interception systems light up the night sky. So naturally, everyone is asking the same question: how serious is this? The answer: the extreme. Officials speaking anonymously suggest the campaign may unfold in phases, waves of strikes followed by pauses allowing assessment and potential diplomatic off-ramps. In other words, escalation with checkpoints. Whether those checkpoints lead toward peace or wider conflict depends entirely on what happens next. Now, while global tensions rise overseas, political shockwaves are hitting Western institutions as well. This week saw another wave of resignations connected to renewed scrutiny surrounding Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Senior figures tied to major global organizations have stepped down amid mounting public pressure. It's important to note that allegations do not equal guilt, but the sheer number of investigations reopening simultaneously has reignited global debate about accountability among powerful elites. Perhaps the most historic development involves congressional testimony from Bill and Hillary Clinton. For the first time ever, a former US president has been legally compelled to testify before Congress under subpoena. Proceedings were conducted privately, limiting public visibility, though statements afterward included firm denials of wrongdoing, confusing, or inappropriate association. Regardless of outcome, the symbolism alone marks an extraordinary political moment. Meanwhile, another unexpected controversy emerged in the digital creator world. An editor connected to one of YouTube's largest creators is under investigation after allegedly using insider knowledge to place prediction market trades tied to unreleased video outcomes. Authorities claim trading success rates appeared statistically impossible without prior information. The individual now faces heavy financial penalties and suspension while investigations continue. And speaking of technology, artificial intelligence sparked debate in an entirely different arena this week. Fast food chains across the United States announced trials of AI-powered employee headsets capable of tracking workflow efficiency, inventory shortages, and customer interaction quality in real time. Supporters say it improves service, critics say it sounds like having a digital manager permanently watching over your shoulder. But the most unexpected AI discussion came from the Vatican itself. The Pope publicly urged priests to stop relying on AI tools when writing sermons, arguing that spiritual teaching must come from human faith and lived experience, and not generated language models. And honestly, that raises a bigger question. If AI begins writing speeches, lessons, therapy responses, religious teachings, even news scripts, how much of human communication will remain genuinely human 5 years from now? Finally, because every chaotic news week somehow needs a surreal ending, viral footage from Bali showed massive flooding, followed by a giant python casually swimming through residential streets like something straight out of a disaster movie, because apparently geopolitics alone wasn't enough excitement. So yeah, wars escalating, institutions under pressure, technology reshaping society, and uncertainty dominating global headlines. And if this week has proven anything, it's that the news cycle isn't slowing down anytime soon. Make sure you stay informed, stay safe, and subscribe, because something tells me next week's episode might somehow be even crazier.